just make a start so that we can get going. Anyone who joins from now on, they can join the meeting as we go. If not, those who missed it can wait on the recording. Just hold. Okay. Sorry about that. My video is on and off, having a few technical difficulties, but hopefully we're good to go now. So I guess maths compared to other subjects is a bit unique, and you all are really willing to know. I know science had a few questions about maths and the levels of maths. So it's unique, and it's the only subject that has different levels that we can study. So when choosing which level to study for Year 10, it's really important that you base your choice on your confidence and your ability and any prerequisites that you need for courses or anything you're looking to do at university, or what sort of career path you're looking at taking on. Now, if you're in Year 10, if you don't know what your career path is now, that's fine. Like, we don't expect everyone to know exactly what they want to do. But if you just have an idea, if you want to take a university path, or if you want to take an apprenticeship path, or if you're wanting to go out into the workforce, which courses, which package will be best for you to suit that. So in terms of maths, I'll put up the courses. I'll just share my screen quickly because I do have the 5 courses that are available. So I'll share that so you can have a look at. I know it's very brief. I know it doesn't give you a lot of information. It really just gives you the 5 courses that we have, the units for each course, and the topics that we study. Now, for a lot of them, it won't mean a lot to you until you actually get into the content and you get into Year 11 and 12. But we have our accredited and our tertiary courses. Now, we would recommend that all students at JPC study mathematics for at least 12 months, or at least a minor in mathematics, regardless of which level or what you want to do in your career or where you want to go. So obviously essentials mathematics, you would study that if you're doing an accredited package, and then we go from maths applications to mathematical methods, specialist methods, and then specialist mathematics. There are 4 tertiary subjects in the, how do I word this, in the level of difficulty, I would say. So maths applications would be it's not basic, by no means is maths apps basic, but it's going to be your entry tertiary subject, and maths methods, specialist methods, and specialist mathematics build from there. So depending on what you're looking at university, what course you're looking at, what path you're looking at taking will depend on the unit of maths that you will need, or the course in mathematics that you will need to take. If you are currently in the 10A class, and if you're not, that's absolutely fine. So if you're currently in the 10A class, then you can potentially, and this is potentially, look at studying maths methods and above. If you're not in the 10A class, but you would like to study maths methods, or you know that there's a career path that you would want to take and you need mathematical methods and specialist methods, you are still able to study maths methods, but you really need to use the rest of this semester to speak to your teacher, and next semester to work with your teacher and make sure that you are doing everything possible to prepare yourself as best you can for maths methods. So if you are looking at methods or above, so if you're looking at engineering, or you're looking at going down a path that needs a high level of maths, you need to make sure you are either in that 10A class. If you're not, you need to make sure you're completing the work of a 10A standard and achieving at the standard, so achieving a C or above, in order to undertake maths methods. Now, if you're in 10A and you don't want to do maths methods, and you know that you only need maths apps, that's absolutely fine. That's okay. But you need to make sure that if you're wanting to study those higher levels of maths, you are really using next semester and the end of this semester to discuss with your teacher, work with your teacher, and give yourself the best start to Year 11 and 12, and then into university in the future. The best way, I guess, if you're looking at a tertiary course or you're looking at a university path, you need to look at that university path, look at your university, look at your course, and look at the prerequisites for that course. So every university and every course is different. You may have a different prerequisite for a university in Sydney as to what they do at ANU and UC in Canberra. So you need to look at the potential universities you'd like to study at, the potential courses, which one is going to give you, or which mathematical course is going to give you the best opportunities to get into or gain entry into a university and the course of your choice. If you know that university is a path that you would like to take, but you're unsure of which path, obviously, like you're not sure which degree you would like to undertake, but you know that your goal is to go to university, gain some sort of degree, I would recommend that you study a tertiary level of maths to give yourself options and the best opportunity to gain entry into university. Just looking at my notes, sorry, to make sure I'm ticking off everything. In order to decide how to choose your maths units, your best options are, when you come back to face-to-face teaching, speak to your maths teacher, let them know your intentions. So let them know if you would like to go to university, what career path are you looking at, what prerequisites of mathematics, like what level of maths do the courses that you're looking at studying require. So speak to your maths teacher, speak about how you can best get into not get into those courses, but prepare yourself best for those courses in year 11 and 12 to give yourself the best opportunity to get into university. If you would like to, you can come and speak to me. I'm more than happy to chat to you about the different levels of maths and what's included in them a little bit in more detail, because I know that document I just showed isn't a great deal of detail and doesn't give you a great deal of information. Just got one. Welcome, Owen. Sorry if you've been waiting in the waiting room for a little bit. I've just noticed that you were there. So speak to your teacher. If you are in the current 10A class and would like to study, you need to let Mr. Martin know of your intentions of where he will be speaking to you, and so other teachers. Let him know of your intentions of what to study, what you are wanting to study, and what can you do to work with him to best prepare yourself for those higher levels of maths, if that's what you would like to do.
Do essential maths in a T course.
No, you can't, can you?
Okay.
But it's not recommended.
You do it, but it's not going to.
Jade, just referring to your question there, you can't do essential maths on a T course. You can, but it's not going to count towards your ATAR if you do essential maths. So we would probably recommend that if you're doing a T course, then you are probably going to be capable or wanting to study, or you're going to want maths to count towards something. So we'd probably recommend that you do an APS T. But obviously when you have transition week, when you have a meeting with your family and an APL leader of learning and wellbeing, that's something when you're choosing all your subjects and you're figuring out which ones will work best together, that's something you can probably discuss in more detail with them. But so in essence, yes, you can, but it's not going to count towards your ATAR or anything like that. Are there any other questions or anything that you're unsure of about maths and moving into senior maths and how to choose your subjects?
Done.
Okay, I'm just going to go to the chat questions. So I've got a question. If you do methods or specialist methods and decide it is too hard, can you move to apps? You can move to apps within a semester. However, it should be pretty close. It should be very early in the semester, within the first couple of weeks. So once you've started your assessment in those subjects, it's very hard then to move between subjects, and you can wait until the end of the semester. So you can do a semester of methods or specialist methods, whichever level, and then at the end of the semester, you can choose to go down. You can do it within the semester, providing it is towards the beginning of the semester. So yes, that is an option, but you do need to make decisions relatively quickly. And I've got another question. Do different levels of maths scale higher? So I know the ACT doesn't for their subjects, but I've heard somewhere that specialist maths scales higher. No, bit of a myth. So if you choose specialist maths, you need to perform at the standard of specialist maths. If you choose specialist maths and think that it is going to scale you higher because you've picked a higher level of maths, but you can't perform or you don't perform at that level, it's not going to scale you up. You won't be dragged up because you are doing a higher level of maths or you're sitting in a higher level class. You are better off picking a level of maths that is at your standard, that you are confident with, that you have an ability to do well at, and then you will scale well within that group. Picking a level that is above your ability, that you don't necessarily perform well in, and I know that everyone bombs out in assessment tasks and things like that, we get that. But if you're picking a level of maths because you think it's a higher level of maths and it's going to scale you up, that's not going to be the case. The meetings with APs and leaders of learning and wellbeing are currently scheduled for week 10, transition week. Okay, so now the question I've got is, what does doing a major and a minor in maths look like? So a minor in maths is studying 2 units, so you might just study maths for year 11. A major is studying it for the whole 2 years and completing the 4 units that I showed before. And if you were to do a double major in maths, you would be studying specialist methods and specialist mathematics, so across the whole 2 years. So that would be your double major. That's what it looks like in terms of which units and how long you study for, if that answers that question. Are there any other questions regarding anything in maths and the levels? Another question I've got is, can you do double maths, as in, I'm assuming that's like a double major, which is, yes, you can. The 2 subjects you have to choose though, or that would go into your package, would be specialist methods and specialist mathematics. So in order to do a double major, they're the levels of maths that you have to study. Alrighty, Year 10, I don't have many more questions coming through. If you do have any questions though, when you return to face-to-face learning, feel free to come and have a chat to me though, or if you come up with a question in the next, half an hour or next day that you really are desperate to be answered in relation to maths, feel free to send me through an email. But don't forget, when you're choosing your level of maths, it's really important that you prepare yourself as best you can for that maths. Now, you've got a whole semester left of Year 10, so you still have plenty of time. You need to chat to your teachers, let them know your intentions, work really hard with your teachers, work really closely with your teachers so that you give yourselves the best opportunities moving forward into Year 10, into your Year 11 subject selections.